The administrative officer laughs, not even trying to hide his contempt. Your mother was a Navy SEAL? That's impossible. 16-year-old Sophia stands firm despite the smirks spreading across the office. Her fingers trace the strange markings on her mother's leather bracelet as whispers fill the room. Kids and their fantasies. The mockery in their eyes cuts deep. But something in her refuses to back down. Suddenly, the door opens. A decorated commander enters, his presence commanding immediate respect. But it's the unassuming woman behind him who makes the officer's face go pale. The Norfolk Naval Base administration building buzzed with morning activity. Sophia Martinez stood straight-backed at the counter, her emerald eyes unwavering as she spoke to Lieutenant Commander Harrison. "I need to update my family records," she explained. "My stepfather's paperwork contains an error about my mother's service." Harrison barely looked up. "Name and status? Elena Martinez. She's civilian now, but she's listed as Naval Intelligence Support." "That's incorrect. She served with Naval Special Warfare. She was a SEAL." The keyboards around the office stopped. Heads turned. Harrison leaned back, studying Sophia like she'd said something ridiculous. "Young lady, women weren't permitted in SEAL teams during that time period. Perhaps your mother was support staff." "No, sir. She served as an operator." Snorts came from around the room. Harrison's patience thinned. "Miss Martinez, I've been in the Navy 17 years. This fantasy is disrespectful to actual service members." Sophia removed her worn leather bracelet, weathered by salt water, marked with a stylized shark tooth and strange coordinates. "My mother gave me this when I was 10, from her time swimming with sharks. She has scars she won't explain, nightmares she won't discuss. She speaks 6 languages and can't attend my swim meets because chlorine triggers flashbacks." "A souvenir anyone could buy," Harrison dismissed. "She's teaching at Langley today. Advanced linguistic immersion for intelligence officers." "That's enough." Harrison stood. "This fabrication ends now. Wait here while I contact your mother." 30 minutes later, Sophia sat isolated against the wall. The office had returned to routine, but she caught sideways glances and whispers. Personnel either pitied or mocked the teenager who wouldn't abandon her fantasy. Then the room's energy shifted. Conversation stopped. Personnel straightened uniforms in unison. The door opened. A weathered commander entered, late 50s, rows of ribbons telling stories of global service. Behind him walked an unassuming woman in simple business attire. Navy blazer, cream blouse, auburn hair in a practical bun. Her mother. But something had changed. Elena Martinez no longer carried the careful, contained presence of her civilian world. Her eyes swept the room, cataloging every person, every exit, every threat. This was something trained and honed through years of service in shadows. Harrison rose instantly. "Commander Stone, this is unexpected." His words died seeing Elena. Around the room, confusion replaced mockery. This wasn't what they'd expected. "Lieutenant Commander," Stone stepped forward. "I understand there's confusion regarding Elena Martinez's service record." Harrison stammered. "Sir, her daughter made claims about special warfare service that contradict our records. In this case, the protocol is insufficient." Stone gestured to Elena. "Allow me to introduce Lieutenant Elena Martinez, Project Mako, 2002 to 2011. Elena's posture shifted, shoulders squaring, military bearing emerging from beneath civilian camouflage. "Lieutenant Martinez served under my command in a classified unit that officially never existed. Her operations remain redacted, but her service was exemplary." Stunned silence filled the room. Stone withdrew an official folder bearing security classifications. "This should clarify things. The Secretary of the Navy has authorized limited disclosure for family documentation." Harrison's hands shook as he read. his face drained of color. Understanding dawned. He looked at Elena, seeing her truly for the first time, then stood at attention and rendered a sharp salute. "Ma'am." Elena returned the salute with precision that her civilian clothes couldn't disguise. Around the room, personnel rose to their feet. The atmosphere transformed from mockery to reverence instantly. As they prepared to leave, Petty Officer Chen approached. "Ma'am, my grandmother served in linguistic support for naval intelligence. Sarah Chun. She mentioned female operators who saved her unit in northern Africa. She described their team's symbol, a shark tooth." Elena studied the young officer. "Your grandmother's quick thinking saved lives that day. She's the real hero." Outside, Commander Stone turned to Elena. "If you ever wanted to return, there's always a place. The program's official now. Women in special operations. No more shadows." "Some of us belong in the shadows, Oliver," Elena replied quietly. As they walked across base, Elena finally spoke. "You shouldn't have pushed, Sophia. Some doors are closed for reasons. I couldn't stand them thinking you were less than what you are." Elena stopped, facing her daughter. "I never needed their recognition. Was it worth it? Living with secrets." "We were called Project Mako," Elena said. "Small team, all women. We could access places male operators couldn't go. We spoke languages, understood cultures. We were ghosts." Before they could continue, Elena's phone rang. Commander Stone's voice filled the car. "Lieutenant, I need you to return. Something important to discuss. This concerns both of you." Back in Stone's office, they met Captain Victoria Sterling, Director of Special Warfare Integration Programs. "Lieutenant, your work laid the foundation for everything we're doing now," Sterling said. "Project Mako has been our guiding star, even unacknowledged." Stone explained. "The classification of Project Mako is being selectively lifted. 22 of you are still living. The question is, when do we acknowledge the women who came before?" Sterling continued. "Your service record can be accurately reflected. The awards you earned but never received can be formally presented. When your daughter tells people her mother was a SEAL, she won't be called a liar." Stone pulled out a wooden box. "This should have been yours years ago." Inside lay a Trident insignia and service medals, never officially awarded. "These are yours, officially and permanently." Elena considered carefully. "I need time to think." That evening, Elena unpacked the box on Sophia's desk. The Trident medals, ribbons of her classified career. "These were never officially awarded," she explained. "Just Stone handing them to us in a secure room, saying we'd earned them but could never wear them." She gave Sophia a smaller version of the Trident. "Because you fought for truth when I accepted silence." Elena began sharing fragments of history Sophia had only glimpsed. How Project Mako emerged after September 11th, when agencies realized they needed operators who could access places men couldn't reach. In certain parts of the world, men are automatically suspicious, but women can be invisible with the right culture and language skills. We could disappear into crowds where male operators would be compromised immediately. 2 weeks later, at Sophia's school career day, Elena spoke about her work as a language instructor. A student asked about rumors of Special Forces service. Elena found Sophia's eyes in the audience and smiled. "Yes, I served with a specialized unit called Project Mako. It was classified for years, but recently some aspects have been made public." Students clustered around afterward, especially girls, absorbing the presence of someone who had quietly made history. Elena was still careful with words, but no longer hiding. As they walked out together, Sophia noticed her mother now wore the leather bracelet openly rather than hidden. "Ready to go home?" Elena asked. "I'm proud of you for telling them," Sophia said quietly. Elena smiled, reaching her eyes in a way it rarely did. "I had a good example." someone who wouldn't accept anything less than the truth. Together, they walked into bright afternoon sunlight, no longer carrying secrets between them. Behind them, a poster announced an upcoming museum exhibition, Project Mako, the untold story of women in special operations. Elena's name was listed among the advisors, alongside other women who had served in shadows but would finally step into history's light. Have you ever known someone who never asked for recognition, but deserved more than anyone else? Someone whose greatest achievements remain unknown to most of the world? From which city are you watching this video today? If stories of hidden truth and courage resonate with you, consider subscribing to Quiet Tales Studio for more untold journeys that reveal the extraordinary people walking among us.